What's going to be with Syria and what's going to happen with the Golan Heights, which borders on Syria? That's a topic that's discussed in this clip that I'm about to show you with a news host and Naftali Bennet, the former prime minister of Israel. And he brings up the point, the news anchor brings up the point of the occupied territory of the Golan Heights, which is not occupied territory, which is something that even the United States has recognized as Israel under Israel sovereignty. Check out Naftali Bennett's reaction and his commentary on Syria.
I think Ireland should be helping Israel, should be thanking us for fighting the war of the West, and certainly not condemning or arresting our prime minister. Are they crazy?
I'm joined by former Israeli Prime Minister Naftali Bennet. Mr. Bennett, welcome.
Hi there.
So your prime minister has called for expanding settlements into the Israel-occupied Golan Heights. What's the impact of that, sir?
Well, those aren't settlements. It's towns and communities in the Golan Heights that have been ours since 1967. They are no more settlements than New Jersey and New Haven are settlements in the United States. It's part and parcel of Israel. President Trump has recognized the Golan Heights as part of Israel, and that's behind us.
What are your concerns about a power vacuum in Syria?
Well, obviously, it's our nearby neighbor, so we very much care who's going to run the show there. And there's a bunch of groups. There's good groups, such as the Kurds and perhaps the Druze. And then you have Julani, who is an alumni of Al-Qaeda, and is now speaking very softly, but we do not trust him yet. That would take a long, long time. Only his actions would prove whether he's a moderate or he remains an Al-Qaeda terrorist.
You said that Israel is doing exactly what is necessary about Syria. Would you explain that?
Well, Israel has done two things. We've destroyed about 80% of Syria's air defenses, air force, navy, and chemical and strategic weapons. We did this throughout the past several days. This is almost unprecedented, a very impressive action. Why'd we do it? We did this because we don't know who's going to run the show. And if we have a ISIS-type regime running Syria, the one thing we want to be sure is they don't have the tools to cause a lot of harm around. The second thing we did is we entered Syria several kilometers inward and took defensive posts so we can ensure that there's a buffer between radical jihadi terror organizations and Israeli citizens living on the Golan Heights.
Israel is closing its embassy in Ireland, an interesting dust-up between Israel and Ireland over what Israel describes as Ireland's, quote, extreme anti-Israel policies. The Irish Prime Minister has apparently said that if Prime Minister Netanyahu were to set foot on Irish soil, that he would have him arrested. What do you make of that?
I think the Irish government is acting horribly, and indeed in the most vicious and mean way. What are we doing here in Israel? We're fighting defensive battles for the past year and a half. On 7 fronts, we were attacked. We didn't attack or preempt anywhere, neither in Lebanon nor in Gaza, nor with Yemen or Syria or Iraq or you name it. And we're defending not only ourselves, but we're defending the West because we are fighting the most crazy jihadi terror organizations on earth. We're the ones shooting them. We're the ones killing them. When we kill Al-Qaeda type terrorists, that's one more Al-Qaeda guy who won't reach the beaches and shores of the United States or Ireland for that matter. So I think Ireland should be helping Israel, should be thanking us for fighting the war of the West and certainly not condemning or arresting our prime minister. Are they crazy?
Former Prime Minister Naftali Bennet, thank you so much for your time and your analysis today, sir.
Thank you very much, Mike.
These are all very important points, and I think it can't be emphasized enough that Israel is really doing the dirty work on behalf of all of the nations in the West. Every Al-Qaeda person, every Hamas person, every Hezbollah person, every terrorist group, an individual that is eradicated in the ongoing conflict over there is one less person that's going to make it overseas or into the greater part of Europe and cause destruction over there. So rather than condemning Israel and being on Israel's back over everything, it probably would make more sense to be at least verbally supportive of the things that are going on, if not militarily supportive. I've never been a fan of American boots on the ground or others from the European nations as well, and I don't think there's been a call for such a thing as well from either side. But the at least get behind them in support and words. Show your appreciation for what's going on over there. I don't know. If you like this content overall, please hit that subscribe button over there in the corner. We'd love to stay in touch with you. Have a